adapting technology to promote stimulation and engagement for older adults and people living with dementia. And we are very fortunate to have with us today Dr. Paula Mueller. Paula has extensive experience with scientific research and with product development in the areas of signal processing in various medical fields and for audio coding, as well as with data security, web applications, and telehealth products and services. Lately, Paula has combined all of her experience to found Sociava Company with the goal to build products and services that allow generations to easily communicate and engage. Paula earned her PhD in biomedical engineering and with the dissertation in neuronal assessments and precise eye movements with functional MRI. And she earned that from Rutgers University. She also earned 2 Masters of Science degrees, one in biomedical engineering and the other in electrical engineering from the University of Chile. She also holds several certifications, and 2 U.S. patents. Paula volunteers her time as a bilingual community educator and support group facilitator for the Alzheimer's Association. So it is my distinct pleasure at this time to introduce Paula. And again, I want to thank Paula for taking her time and sharing it with us along with her expertise and providing us with this terrific education this morning. So at this time, I'm going to turn the floor over to Paula, Dr. Paula Mueller.
It's an honor to be here this morning. My background is in technology, but 8 years ago, I decided to start my own company without knowing anything about business, but I really had a passion to fill a gap that I saw in technology. I was seeing the society embracing and engaging with technology. We all carry our smartphones, our tablet, our computers, but then I saw a portion of the population for whom mainstream technology is just too cumbersome. And the consequence of that is that they are becoming more lonely and isolated. And a friend of mine mentioned one time her mom, very sad, telling her on a Sunday morning, you know, I feel I'm invisible because you are all texting and exchanging messages, and I don't do that. So my goal was how I can eliminate or at least reduce this technology gap, and that's how I started my company Sociavi, which in Latin word it means share and unite, and really is the mission of the company: help older adults and their families share moments, stay together, united, even across long distances, but important thing in the simplest way. And what I wanted to share with you are examples not only of my product, but also of other companies that have also paid attention how we can provide tools that help older adults stay connected, engaged in different ways, and especially all of us, the companies that you will see here today, really we have a keen concern and really we're really trying to provide services that help people living with dementia along their journey. And by helping people living with dementia, we're also helping the caregivers because they are the ones that need the tools that support them in their journey. And how can we give them peace of mind with this technology? So to begin, so the presentation outline is separated in 2 aspects. Number 1 is what are the challenges that I observe with mainstream technologies? And the second part is associated with examples, how technology needs to be adapted to accommodate those challenges. And to begin with, I would like if you could share on the chat your own experiences. We all actually have experienced challenges with technologies, our challenging reaching out our loved ones through technology. And if you can just spend a minute sharing them on the chat, just to have, we all experience challenges of communication during COVID time, and if you could share just with the rest of us on the chat, I will appreciate that. Yes, thank you. Yeah, we all had to very quickly learn how to switch from in-person meetings to Zoom or virtual meetings. So this constant wandering from virtual to physical was something that we had to embrace, and at the same time it has benefits that we can all share information, even though I'm right now in New Jersey and most of you are in Idaho. Yes, fear of using technology. Thank you so much, Charlie, for sharing that. That is exactly one of the things that I observed. Yes, yes, long distance caregivers. Absolutely, absolutely. This is also my challenge. As you know, I'm originally from Chile. My parents are still living in Chile, so I know very well how worried we are and how we can extend our oversight when we cannot be there as quickly as we would like. So let me start describing. I separate the challenges with mainstream technology in 4 areas. One is vision, one is hearing, dexterity, and cognition. So with vision, normal aging brings challenges. We all have problems. Presbyopia is one of the phenomena that we have a gradual loss of our eye's ability to focus on nearby objects. We're all experience that. That's why we have reading glasses. There are other diseases that also appears with age, like cataracts, glaucoma, macular degeneration, diabetic retinopathy, that may cause blurred vision, slower the adjustment to light, reduced peripheral vision, and decline the ability to process distance and three-dimensional objects. So contrast is a problem, right? We also have a phenomenon like Charles Bonnet that actually surprisingly causes problems with vision that are characterized by hallucinations. So people may see patterns of lights or dots of geometric shapes, even insects. I mean, it can be very disturbing. Now, this is not dementia because the persons are aware that this is not normal vision, and after some eye movements, the hallucination or the patterns that they were seeing disappear. However, there are changes with vision that are due to dementia, and they are affected by the way that, not how the physiology of our eyes, but it's the way of how we process visual information. So we have less sensitivity to variation in contrast, diminished ability to detect movements, reduced ability to see different colors, reduce the ability to really shifting and directing gaze, and problems with recognizing things and faces, and reduced sensitivity to depth perception. That's why you may see that probably someone that experiencing dementia, they may fall more often because they cannot have the proper association of the space that, or it may be that they have problems when they are driving, and you may see that they are some bumps in the car because they are not properly associated distant with the space. So when they are rear driving, it may not be as accurate as it used to be. Other problem that is quite remarkable in the older adults is hearing. 1 in 3 persons in the US age 65 to 74 has hearing loss. And over 50% of Americans 75 and older have difficulty hearing. So hearing loss is a huge problem. It's something that we do have to acknowledge in the older population. Dexterity is another situation that also happens with age. So if you consider all these sophisticated gestures that are so common in traditional tablets, like tap, scroll, swipe, flick, drag, pinch, zoom, are just sometimes too cumbersome for older adults. In the UK, there was a study that 5.6 million people over 65 years old find that traditional functionality of touch screen is too difficult. And the situation is some explanation come from really physiological changes. So it may be that the persons, as they get older, they present dry or thick skin. And for that, those devices are not prepared because those devices interact with the human touch by transmitting a small portion of electricity, and what it is capacity contact. And if you have a dry skin, that electricity will not be transmitted properly, and therefore the touch accuracy is going to be diminished. Other various, maybe motor skill and physical conditions such as multiple sclerosis, Parkinson's disease, or arthritis. So in all these sophisticated gestures are just too cumbersome. And lastly, with dexterity, we have also the effect of cognitive decline. So then if you are not able to focus and separate the visual elements on the screen, trying to tap properly on the icons in order to get the response from these devices is too cumbersome. And the last aspect is cognition. Cognition impairment may be very difficult to follow sequence of actions in order that are required to manipulate those devices. Again, we have the visual, spatial, and execute function that may be difficult for people to operate these devices. And limited memory and attention also contributed at other barriers that happen and make it difficult for older adults to use mainstream technology. So what are the adaptations that we have to do? Really, we have to focus on adapting those devices and simplifying the functionality. So for vision, increase the size, increase the contrast, make it simple. For hearing, make it louder. For dexterity, just reduce the functionality to be responsive only to touch. So no keyboard, no pinch or zoom, no complex gestures. And when needed, use a stylus. And for cognition, again, simplicity, no login, no username, no password, a single purpose device with just reduced functionality, where you can reduce basically the low task of the attention and that they have to exert. So the example of technologies that are being paying attention are the ones that I will be mentioning here. Fotavia is a moment in time, a memory lane, post a day, Senior TV, therapeutical video tools, MindView uses virtual reality for seniors, and Sociavi, my goal is to connect generations in a very simple way. So let me start with Fotavia. They are offering a collection of, they call it V-clips. They are video clips, but they are built on iconic imagery from the live picture connection. And it's in the slow motion, a beautiful imagery with music in the background, and they are presenting relevant information. So with this, the persons can reminisce, learn, and share whatever they remember. And I would like to share with you a little bit of a clip for you to understand what the technology is about. So I'm going to do a new share. And I'm going to start. Just a second, please. I'm going to start the video.
The idea behind Fotavia happened a long time ago when I was a kid. Our family and other families would visit northern Wisconsin on vacation for 2 weeks. My father was an amateur photographer and took hundreds of color slides. A few weeks after the vacation, we would gather family and friends, and we were able to relive all the fun moments we had on vacation. Those moments provided what I would call a moment in time. As we all know, the pace of life is very fast nowadays. The idea behind Photavia is for everyone to slow down the pace of life and really stop and be able to look at an image. Our programming is called V-Clips, and V-Clips are 2-minute segments that show still photographs and allows the viewer to engage with the photograph. And along with that, we've also added the narrative, the backstory of a photograph, such as who took the photograph, where the photograph was taken, what were the circumstances behind it, make a photograph very interesting.
Tourists in the Statue of Liberty. Margaret Bourke-White, New York, New York, 1951. Using a helicopter for photography was such a novel idea that Life magazine did a 12-page article about Bourke-White and her groundbreaking exploits. Margaret had natural balance and no fear of heights, thanks to a grade school pact with her sister to only walk on fences to and from school. The climb to the top of the Statue of Liberty's crown is strenuous. 354 steps on stairs that are only 19 inches wide. Once at the top of the crown area, the head clearance is only 6 feet 2 inches high. Never leave a job until you have done it to suit yourself, and better than anyone else requires you to do it. Margaret Bourke-White.
So yes, so this is an example of this technology where it can be displayed on televisions or even through an app on a smartphone. And the idea is, as you see, it's just 2 minutes videos where they show the image with this slow motion, and then on top of that, they put some background of the picture, who took it and how it was taken. So let me continue with the other examples that we have. So the next example that I wanted to share with you is Memory Lane TV. And the interesting part of Memory Lane TV is that they took cinematography, and the idea is here for people living with dementia, for them it's very difficult to follow a plot of a story. So these are all the sceneries without a plot, without a story, just showing a sunrise, a sunset, showing probably a parade in Switzerland with the bells ringing. So really, the objective is to immerse the video, and it's an immersed video and mood elevating music to elevate the mood, restore rhythm, and depending on the time of the day, you can use this cinematography to restore rhythms like awakening in the morning, triggering hunger at mealtime, and making routes in the evening and lulling to sleep. Moreover, if you pair this with olfactory stimulation for multisensory experience, it can really help you with sundown or to redirect in order to reduce agitation. So, for examples, what I find it very interesting, they are recommending pair memory lane TV, the cinematography with different oils and aroma. So just one example, in the springtime, they could recommend pink pepper that will help with invigoration and calmness. And the content of the images that you can present to the persons will be food, kitchen, nature, relaxing, home themed, or bird watching. In the winter, for example, you can pair turmeric for mood and concentration. And again, the imagery that you will be playing on the background will be food, kitchen, spices. So just to give you again an overview of the imagery, I will play a short clip from Memory Lane TV. My apologies for playing the video. It's just taking some time to load it, but you can see the type of scenes that they will be presenting. So I'm going to continue with the next example. The next example is Senior TV. The interesting part of Senior TV, it was developed, founded this company by a care partner. Her husband was living with dementia, and she realized that basically just the television programs that he was seeing were really meaningless for him, and it were helping them with any joy. So she started seeing that he was paying attention to birds, to animals in the wild. So that's the motivation for creating Senior TV. And I will share a short video of her telling the story.
I'm Allison Schreier. I'm one of the founders of Zinnia. Zinnia is intended to help a person feel more connected to who they are now as well as who they were by showing images and videos that are of high interest. Our goal is to create a viewing experience that is engaging and that enhances their quality of life so that their caregiver knows that they are doing the best thing they can to provide an enriching experience. We're Zinnia, and we produce optimized television viewing experiences to improve the lives of people living with mid to late stage dementia and their care partners. I'm Allison Schreier. I'm one of the founders.
So another example before we go into Sociavis, they use, actually it has been quite interesting that a couple of companies beside MindView using virtual reality to enhance experiences of older adults and people living with dementia. So they have immersive experience for sites and tours, arts and culture, motion and fitness, nature and meditation, and mind games. And just let me show you a little bit of how it looks.
Okay, everyone, thumbs up when you're ready. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, here we go to Paris.
Welcome aboard the Bateau Mouche on a beautiful sunny day in Paris along the River Seine. We have some lovely sights for you to see today, so just sit back and enjoy.
Let's get a show of hands. How many of you have been to the Musée d'Orsay?
We begin on the starboard or right side of the boat.
Mindview has brought a whole new atmosphere to them. They can get out, especially during a time like COVID, is they can go experience everything. Being able to bring residents to these areas and just see the joy on the residents' face and afterwards is honestly amazing.
Oh my goodness. It was unbelievable. I was literally on that boat.
The sky was blue with little bits of clouds, and the water was just so, oh, I just wanted to jump in there.
Having something that really takes a look at all components of life and happiness and purpose would be important to me because it would really serve well my residents.
Bend the fingers, the ends of the universe. Exhale, back to your center.
Mindview, the idea, was created and designed from within healthcare by people who have a passion for helping seniors and a vision for how to take virtual reality to the next generation of senior wellness. Full Spectrum Care is the idea of using custom-made immersive VR experiences, where the goal is to provide wellness and fun for the whole person.
So yeah, this is Mindview as another example of technology to stimulate the person's abilities to still engage and be together with their environment. And lastly, let me share with you my company, Sociavia, and what we are doing here. So at Sociavia, our mission is to provide the simplest way for aging adults to maintain communication and companionship, even when they have lost the ability to actively reach out by themselves due to dementia or normal aging, and giving peace of mind to the ones who care for them. So the premise here is that the older adult receives a dedicated device that looks like a picture frame, while the families install an app in their smartphone. And from the app, the families can interact and basically operate remotely most of the capabilities of the device for the simplicity of the older adults. Some of you mentioned in the chat difficulty, them feeling overcome the fear to use new technology. So exactly for that purpose, I designed this product that it doesn't look like a computer or a tablet. It looks like a picture frame. So to my families, I tell them, don't even ask them, do you want this device or not? Just bring the picture frame with pictures on it and install it wherever they will be sitting and spending most of their time. And then since there's no login, no password, no username, it's always connected. They don't have to worry about charging the device, where is the power button, nothing of that nature. This is, I always say, it's like a refrigerator. You turn it on and you forget about it. It's always there, it's always connected, it's always ready to be used. And then the families, no matter where they are, can all send pictures that will be a joy for them to be connected, what the grandchildren are doing. You can send videos. If you are in a graduation, you can snippet a quick video that will appear on the screen immediately for them to be seeing the moment of the graduation of the grandchild. Or even you can have a live face-to-face video visit. You can have a video conference with them, see them, talk to them. They will be seeing you and talking to you, but they don't have to push anything on the screen. You just show up on the screen as soon as you press a button on the app. So all the complexities and reduce of agitations are all the principles that I put into this device in order to make it very simple for them to use and enjoy. So the capabilities of the device are, as I mentioned, a slideshow of pictures. This is the default mode where the devices will be always running. And we always show on the top the time and date and the weather. And on the bottom, we show the next reminder, because from the app, you can also send them reminders and alerts. So they can be reminder of doctor's appointment, medications, just to exercises, fluids, you name it, whatever you need to remind your loved one, they will have that alert on their screen. Now, this is a touch screen. So if you are on the slideshow of pictures and you touch it, you will have this area where the icons of all the family members that are able to connect to them will appear. So, for example, if this was for your mother, your icon is going to be there. And if she touches your icon, your smartphone is going to start ringing. So they don't need an additional phone. They can reach out to you directly from the screen. And this is all in a secure and private network. We're not keeping any personal identifiable information from the older adults. We only need, in order to set up the account, we only need their name and zip code. And we use the zip code to retrieve the local weather. So that's all, and everything is, as I mentioned, in a close and private network where the family members are the ones that decide who is communicating with this older adult. Now, through the years, we have added additional functionality. So, for example, through this button here, we can create a personalized library of videos that of their own interest. So just to give you an example, one of my clients, his mother is Greek, and she has been missing attending Greek Orthodox Mass. So we're pushing videos of that with that content for her to continue enjoying something that is spiritually important for her. On top of that, the son is able from the app itself to start remotely the video for her. So she doesn't have to even navigate those 1 or 2 steps to press the video to start. Other situation that I learned in my journey of developing this product is the prevalence, as you all know, of dementia in older adults. So for that reason, I started creating activities that are very simple and soothing that they can do on this touch screen that I call the brain fitness modules. And lastly, I incorporated also because of feedback from professionals and family caregivers, what we call a communication board that allows older adults that have problems with expressing themselves verbally to point to an icon and express how they feel, what they want, what they need. So the Brain Fitness, it has 16 categories of activities that they can do here. Every one of those categories had at least 16 templates, and some of them have even multiple, different level of complexity. So altogether, it's around 400 activities that they can do through the screen with different levels of complexity and also different levels of interest for them. And then the communication board is something, as I was mentioned, we have different icons that will allow them to express how they feel, what they want. So if they feel pain, they will press the icon of pain instead of verbally, if they cannot express themselves verbally. And let me share with you a short video of how Sociavi is being used.
As an adult child, when caring for an aging parent, there is often concern about how they are doing when you are not present. To extend your oversight in these situations, there is Sociavi. Sociavi is easy to use. The older adult receives a dedicated device, the Sociavi C2M Connect to Me device, designed to accommodate their needs when their vision, hearing, dexterity, or cognition may be affected. When you, your family members, and anyone who will securely connect with your loved one install the Sociavi Companion app on their smartphones, you will be able to instantly communicate with them, no matter where you are in the world, and they do not need to do anything. Through the touch of a button on the Sociavi Companion app, your face will appear on your loved one's Sociavi C2M, and you can start interacting with them. Simplicity is the cornerstone of Sociavi. Its setup is as easy as 1, 2, 3. You take the Sociavi C2M out of the box, connect it to the power outlet, and connect the external speakers to the back of the Sociavi C2M. As the Sociavi C2M starts, the first time, you will need to select the Wi-Fi and enter the password. And the Sociavi C2M is ready. The Sociavi C2M has other features, like the brain fitness modules, to engage and stimulate the creativity and curiosity of your loved one. They love it. Sociavi, connecting generations made simple globally for your loved ones.
So thank you. So that's my presentation, and I thank you very much. And if you have any question, please let me know. And here is my website and my the info email if you want to reach